Melinda and HarperAudio Australia present this unabridged recording of When She Was Gone, written by Sara Foster and read by Sophie Loughran. For my daughters, and all daughters, who make everything worth fighting for. Prologue. London, 2002. When the call came in, the neighbour reported screaming. But by the time Rose and Tristan pull up, number 39 is silent and dark. They had been the closest team available, just finishing a routine welfare check a few streets away, so they'd hurried over, keeping the sirens off. On the surface, nothing appears out of the ordinary. The suburban street features a row of nondescript, terraced houses with drab red brick facades, architectural leftovers from the 70s that no one has yet had the good sense to knock down. Each one has a small front garden with a path and a gate. The hip-high walls a clear designation of boundaries, but a feeble barricade to the outside world. Only last week, Rose had visited this address with another constable, after a complaint about a screaming row. But Joseph Burns's wife, Natalie, had refused to make a report. She'd sat on a cheap, sagging grey sofa, feeding her baby, her eyes downcast, as though that might avoid Rose seeing the one that was purple and swollen, or the dirty bruising across her neck. However, without a witness, if she was unwilling to make a statement, there was nothing they could do. So they'd left her and the baby, a sweet 9-month-old boy called Dax, who had gurgled and grinned at them. They'd known that it would probably not be their last visit, but had been unaware of how quickly things would escalate. And now, here they are. "I can't believe Social haven't been here and collected this kid yet," Tristan grumbles as they get out of the car. In the darkness of the early evening, rain is falling, but so gently that Rose can hardly see it, except for a shimmer of misting droplets visible beneath the orb of the single streetlight. Her face is damp, and a steady wind presses the cold of the encroaching winter firmly against her skin. Tristan is hungry and irritable, and Rose understands why. As an experienced constable, he should have been back at the station doing paperwork. He's only out here because the early flu season means half the station is off sick. Rose is grateful for his experience on this particular house call, since she's still getting back into the job after an unexpected maternity leave. She thinks of Louisa now, tucked up in bed with her grandma watching over her, waiting until Henry and Rose come home from work. A lucky girl, born into a different world than the poor little mite inside this house. It's not easy to leave baby Lou for the long periods of shift work, but Rose has wanted to be a police officer for as long as she can remember. It's her way of trying to make a difference in the world. Tristan understands. He has 3 young boys at home, and he'd spent their shift asking about her baby and regaling her with horror stories of toddlers that left her chuckling nervously. Joseph Burns is well known to them. He'd joined the army as a teen and seen one tour in the Gulf before being thrown out. He took to fighting in the street instead, making his money from drugs and stolen goods. The time he'd spent in prison had only made him harsher, with better criminal connections. Natalie is a quiet, sweet woman as far as Rose can discern, but a wife and kid haven't managed to subdue Joseph's dark temper. As they approach the front door, they realise it's slightly open. There are no lights on inside, and Tristan makes a gesture to Rose to go slowly and carefully, before he pushes back the door and calls, "Hello?" No reply. There's a crackle of energy running through the stillness. Rose senses there are people watching from behind curtains and doorways. She can feel the pulse of their adrenaline alongside her own. The corridor is dark, but once inside, they hear the baby wailing upstairs. Tristan indicates that Rose should go up, and he hangs back.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?